Sobra ko. Madungog ra ko, no? I think so, madungog ra ko. Okay. Okay, I'm using a different device man sa good guys compared to my device at home. Sige, let's get started. So these are the steps that you can see on your screen, guys, for p-value method. First, statement of hypotheses. Second, compute the test value. Third, find the p-value. Four is to make a decision whether you reject the null hypothesis or accept the null hypothesis. The decision basis, guys, to do that, either to reject or to accept the null hypothesis, is this. If your p-value is lesser than or greater than, I'm sorry, if your p-value is less than or equal to your alpha, you have to reject the null hypothesis. If your p-value is greater than your alpha, then you have to accept the null hypothesis. Okay? And then, of course, the last step is to summarize your solution. Okay? So let's have this one example. Now, inigbasa ninyo sa problem, guys, sooner or later during our examination, I wouldn't tell you unsa nga method ninyong gamiton. It's up to you unsa inyong gamiton. So, how do we know, sir, if it's going to be z-test or t-test? Ang katong pre-qualifiers na to, dapat the population standard deviation is given or known, and then at the same time, the sample size should be greater than 30. So if those things are present in the problem, we can use z-test table, rather z-test table, z-test for hypothesis test. Okay? So motong duha, guys. Hi. Bisang machika ka, dili ka nila madungog. Ako rin lang madungog. Hmm. Isolated akong voice para sila. Sige. Wired, mas better mo ng wired ka sa Wi-Fi, miss. Pero in fairness, ang Wi-Fi din sa CDO kay makakadaog ra siya, wala ko naka-experience of issues. Wireless naman ko sa CDO ron. On you. Kung ganahan siya back connection kay wired. Wired connection. Dapat imong laptop kay konektado gyud from the modem to your laptop. Wired. Oh, wired gyud. Kuan na may modem. Oh, sa inyo hagid na or sa condo na ninyo. Daghan man mo. Oh, yeah, Wi-Fi na. If daghan mo, mahina gyud na siya. Mali nakasad. Dili sad. Kato jud ka sa modem mo connect. Katong source gyud sa internet ba. Ako ka ba sa inyong condo? Gusto gi-subscription condo. Okay ra na oy. Dato bitaw ka. Milyonarya ba ka? A researcher wishes to test the claim that the average cost of tuition and fees at a four-year public college is greater than 290,700. She selects a random sample of 36 four-year public colleges and finds a mean of 303,450. The population standard deviation, guys, is 33,609. The question here now is that, do you have an evidence or do you have evidence to support the claim at alpha 0.05? Use p-value method. So during examination, guys, when akong buhaton, I'm gonna tell you unsa nga method inyong gamiton. But I wouldn't tell you unsa nga test ang gamiton. So take note of that, ha? I would not tell you unsa nga test ang gamiton, but I would tell you unsa nga method ang gamiton. So there is a difference when I'm going to say method and when I'm going to say the test type. Key. Bye. So let's pre-qualify the problem, guys. Is this going to be z-test or t-test? So ang atong qualifier dapat the population standard deviation is given. Population ha dili is sample. Sunod, ang population, ang sample size should be greater than 30. So So kaning example pa lang daan, guys. If you notice the second to the last statement, it says the population standard deviation is 33,609. So kana pa lang daan nga linya kay bao na taon sa nga type of test. And this is a z-test for a mean. Kay given man ang population standard deviation by youth. So, ang step one is still the same with traditional method. You still state the hypotheses. Number two, guys, is compute the test value or test statistic. By the way, kaning step two, guys, is step three ni siya sa traditional method. And then find the p-value and then make the decision if you were to reject or accept the null hypothesis and then make your summarization. So let's have this problem here. Klaro na kay same naman siya. The statement of hypothesis, guys, the null is the average mean is equal to 290,700. The alternative hypothesis, guys, uses the inequality greater than 290,700. Nganong greater than man? It is in the problem. The researcher wishes to test the claim that the average cost of tuition and fees at a four-year public college is greater than. So that line there, greater, chungkang flux na, greater than. Monang ang alternative hypothesis uses the greater than inequality symbol. Now, the claim here is also the alternative hypothesis. Gusto na ang first line again. The researcher wishes to test the claim that the average cost is greater than 290,700. Questions so far? Hi, Amos. Questions so far for statement of hypothesis? Wala. Sige. Here, compute the test value. So guys, I hope na kaibaw na mo identify ha. Again, kaning symbol is a sample mean. Kaning symbol is a population mean. Kaning circle nga anang ikog sa ulo kay that's the population standard deviation. And then kaning n is the sample size. So our sample mean, guys, is $303, $303,450 Nganong ka naman, tanawa, basaha ang statement prior to that. She selects a random sample of 36 four-year public colleges and find the mean to be 303,450. This mean to say, guys, nga kaning 303,450, guys, is the mean coming from the 36 sample size. So, mo na sample na siya nga mean. Amen? Amen. The population mean is 290,700. The standard deviation of the population is 33609 and the sample size is 36. So if you're going to simplify this, guys, you would get 2.28. Use your calculator lang to verify, but that's 2.28 based on my solution. Using my own calculator. Nabaratohon. Okay. So you got 2.28. Now let's do step 3. Step 3, guys, is similar way of solving the area under the normal curve. Remember mo itong mga previous topics na, no, not previous, but ito ko topic na to before, I think before midterms, man siguro to, katong nag-solve the area under the normal curve, katong using the z-table, inana yung process of doing here sa step 3. Now, di naman yung 2.28. 2.28, guys, is the previous step that we have, the z value. Then nganong ang right portion man ang shaded region, nganong to the right man? Because of the alternative hypothesis that we use, the symbol that we use, it's greater than. Okay? So mo nang naata sa right. Had it been less than, naata sa left. I hope magkasinabotaan na ha. Di na pwede nga, if greater than, naaka sa left. If less than, naaka sa right. Simang na siya. Masako ang mga dili mo na itong anak. Okay? Sunod. So the p-value is a shaded area. Take note, the side of the graph. Take note, we took the right side of the graph because of the alternative hypothesis. Using the z-table, we need to find out, guys, pila may area anang 0 from 2.28. So our z-table, guys, is here. No? So 2.28, 2.2 na adiri. 2.28 is 0.4887. So Kay kahibaw man tang area sa half of the curve is pila? 0.50. Ato na i-subtract ang 0.4887 from 0.50. The result is the red area, which is equal to 0.0113. That is going to be our p-value kanang area nga 0.0113. That's our p-value mga cis. Compare din ta ika step 4. Atay compare atong p-value sa tuang alpha. Our p-value is 0.0113 and our alpha is 0.05. Klaro kaayo siya guys nga si 0.0113 is lesser than the alpha. So we are going to follow this decision grid here. If p-value is less than or equal to alpha, then reject the null hypothesis. So mo nang naka-red nakabutang here. Reject null hypothesis. And then you do your conclusion na dayon based on your step 1. So since you are rejecting the null hypothesis, let me highlight this. You are rejecting this, so that's wrong. That's incorrect. Let me change color to red. So kana siya, to be rejected na. To be accepted is the alternative hypothesis. So one statement that you can tell, you can say, there is enough evidence to support the claim because we are supporting the alternative hypothesis and that's the claim. You can also say, based on the hypothesis test, it is true that the average mean is greater than 290,700 pesos. So it's technically you are agreeing ba? You are agreeing the alternative hypothesis. What else? You can say alternative hypothesis should be accepted. Sige. On our chat box, guys, can someone type in their own conclusion? Kaya ari man ni siya, ari man guni siya mamusimang-simang na uban niya grammar structures, and then make sure lang nga sakto at the same time ang thought ba nga you are accepting the null alternative hypothesis is correct. So can someone type in our chat box their way of stating the conclusion? 1 minute, go. And then I'll see if it's correct. Richard Kyle said, there is a sufficient evidence to support the claim. That's one answer. Very good. They have the same answer with Pia. Good job, guys. There is enough evidence to accept the alternative hypothesis. Very good, Jarek. So, guys, those answers provided by the two Ds and Jarek, those answers are very good. So, dapat ma-perfect na taan in the exam. I'm expecting that these three people ma-perfect sa exam. The two Ds and Jarek, without joke lang, guys, na-pressure niya mo. Pero yeah, that's those answers, guys, are correct. Good job. Question. Wala? Sige. Let's proceed to item number 2 or next example. Sige. Dito na po. Let me take a screenshot of this. Kana. Huwag ka na kaning maglingkod ka for a long period of time. Kay, masakit imo buko-buko, guys. Guys. So, wait sa ha. Pas ihangan. Okay. So, I think this is good. I hope makita ninyo. Sige, there you go. We have this problem. So, kato example ganiha, guys. Like, kanang wala kay animation. So, wala sa ko nagsatsuwat. Karon kaning example kay magsatsuwat na ta. Again, make sure, guys, always remind tamuha nga whenever you solve a hypothesis testing process, guys, you need to pre-qualify sa ang problem if it's z-test or a z-test or t-test. And I hope you remember unsa tong mga pre-qualifiers na to. Ha? Okay? Sige. Alright, so let's start. A researcher claims that the average wind speed in a certain city is 8 miles per hour. A sample of 32 has an average of 8.2 miles per hour. The standard deviation of the population is zero point 0.6 mile per hour. At alpha, 0.05, is there enough evidence to reject the claim? Use p-value method. Okay. So let's pre-qualify the problem. Is this a z-test or a t-test? So we have the standard deviation of the population. This means to say that we're going to be doing a z-test because the population standard deviation is given. Amen? Amen. So let's start with the statement of hypothesis. HO. Asa dapit mo ba, sir? Robinson. What's the last name, sir? G. Ong. Okay, going back, someone is asking from the one guys, kanang the doors as in your high school. Anyway, going back. So our statement of hypothesis, our null is going to be equal to 8. Okay? And our alternative hypothesis, guys, is what? What do you think is a symbol that we're going to be using? Yes, 1950, sir. Not equal to. Very good, Pia. How are you related to Richard, Pia? Are you like siblings? Cousin? Ah, okay. Cousins. Okay. So guys, nakagets mo nga nung Pia answered not equal to because it is not specifically said in the problem. It didn't say nga less than, it didn't say greater than. It only said nga not less than. It only said nga, it didn't say anything. So mo nang not equal to. Hi. Okay na? Are we good? Sige. Which one is the claim? The claim is null alternative. Null, di ba? So naka-feel ko sa kuan. Naka-bright si Pia do. Congratulations, Pia. Sunod, let's do test 2. Sige. Test 2, guys, is to compute the test statistics. Sige. So we're gonna be using Z equals mean minus population over standard deviation over square root of n. Guys, okay ra dyan ang Valorant, guys. Basta ang Valorant only happens during vacant times, dili during classes. Dili during classes, guys, ha, kay that would distract your kuan. That would distract your study habits. Mao na, Amos, ayaw sig Valorant bisag alas 11 na sa gabi. Oh, Amos Aguirre, Sir Joe, sige lag kuan. Sige lag Valorant, si panghagad og Valorant. Trisha sad ay, si Trisha ko sad. Sige, pila may sample mean na to ani mga anak silang mamagpapa. We have 8.2 nga sample mean. Population mean nga 8 over standard deviation of 0.6 over square root of 32. Guys, I didn't bring my calculator here with me. Can someone answer this? Will I answer? Honey? Use your calculator. So if na alpha na given, matic z, dili ang alpha mo basis sa z-test or t-test, Richard. Dili, ang alpha kay, always gina siya naa kay. Remember niya, anak ko before nga, when we kanang remember niya anak ko before nga, if you're to be a researcher, dapat you are allowing yourself to commit an error ba. So if you're going to do medical research, guys, di man kita kaingon nga perfect na nga research, no, kay kanang di naman gina mga errors, mga lapses. So, pero when it comes to medical research, dapat as much as possible, your level of significance would be as small as possible because the reason manggod guys is doing medical research sometimes manggod ang topics kay putting people's lives at risk. mo nang as much as possible ginagmay gid siya. Nagets? Yes, Richard, it's a standard deviation. Pero ang standard deviation should be from the population. So dapat population standard deviation para z-test. Okay? 1.89. Yes, sakto na. Wala delimiter? Kana ba delimiter nga kuan? Hmm. Okay, welcome Richard. So mag-kuan na ta ha, mag-illustration na ta. Sige. Kay ato ang alternative hypothesis guys kay kuan man sorry, o not equal to man. So we're gonna be using two-tailed test. So usa diri sa left side ug usa diri sa right side. Kana kay 1.89 man na so natin negative 1.89, sorry. Kana. Pero nag-ask ni Mamuran ganiha nga Miss Moran, can you try to include grade Caranyola? Wala ko daw siyang feedback kay buntag alas city man to ay lasutso ko diha nagian ako siya. Ako siyang ginan nga. Ako ni ana siya nga sir na di ko ka-encode ko. Kano sa man na last week ko sir si Sir Jules kay mo siya ni nausab niya sa Caranyola so basig maka-encode na ka. Kaya wala siya ni feedback. Basig naka-encode na siguro to. Okay. Are we good? Sige. Let's find out unsa may area ng shaded region, guys. So using the Z table, guys, Z table, let's try to look for 1.89. So 1.8, ani, and then 9. So that's 0.4706. So the area ani kay 0.4706. No? So pila area aning shaded region? Simple. 0.5000 minus 0.4706. Pila na, guys? Okay, calculator lagi din. Ano ko na daang calcio? Okay, very good. That's 0.0294. This is the area, anak. 0.0294. Kani said 0.0294. Ang area, guys, always positive ng area, ha? Again, area, there's no such thing as negative area. Nakasinabot? Sige. Let's try to compare na dayon atong p-value. Our p-value, mao naman ni. The area is a p-value naman. So p-value, alpha, p-value is 0.0291. Our alpha given in the problem, guys, is 0.05. So less than or greater than or equal. You can type your answer. Less than, greater than, or equal. Good. Less than. So with that being said, do we have to reject the null hypothesis or accept the null hypothesis? Reject. Very good. Reject now. There you go. This is already your step 4. And step 5 na sa dayon ka is your summarization. No? Reject the null hypothesis by youth. Sige. Richard, there is not enough evidence to support the claim. Perfect. Mag-exam na ta na, sir. That's a good statement of conclusion, Richard. So pwede na ta mag-test. Everyone seems to be like kanang sana everyone seems to be like familiar na gid sa process ba. Kay confidence nga maka-answer na mo. How about the others, guys? Any questions to this exam about this example? Wala pa. We are still in Z-test pa. We are still in Z-test pa. I need I need to know if do you have questions for this item here. Wala. Wala, di mo ma-capture. Lagi. Oo, abay pa lang. Okay. Guys, mo itong assignment, guys. And I'm gonna upload this in Shallow. Okay. The deadline for the assignment will be on Saturday, 11:59 p.m. Clear? Now, I am suggesting, guys, nga please, ayaw intaw ninyo kunya-unya ang assignment, guys. Kaya ang mahitabuan na, guys, no? Kay tungod 11:59 p.m. ang deadline. So, 11 na, ini kasabado na sa mo maghimo, ini pa daw na gid sa deadline. Ang mahitabuan na, sir, na magtanga kog internet last night, sir. Can you submit the assignment, sir? Kuha. So, as much as possible, guys, once you receive the assignment, once you see the assignment na sa assignment tab sa Shallow, guys, do it right away para di na mo magunahon na og kanang magdali-dali na mo guys mag-cramming na mo nakuha kay nagkalata na gid ang rason guys nga kuan kanang sana akong internet connection sir wala mo na ko nganong sa Sabado man gid nganong sa kanang last minute man gid buhaton ng assignment nga na may daghang adlaw nga gihatag. So Wednesday, you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning. So na may upat ka adlaw bayot. Almost 1 week na siya. Okay, nagkasinabot ta? Sige. For item number 1, guys, I specifically instructed here to use p-value. So find p-value is a researcher claim, but is the researcher's claim valid? So that's p-value method. Number 2, guys, I did not specify unsa nga method. However, you have the freedom to choose. So inig-checking nga ni sir, ako rin bahala mo check ana. Anyway, assignment man ni siya. So I can adjust. Okay? Kuha, nakasinabot ra? Sige. That's it for today. This is the t-test, guys, and I'm going to discuss it next meeting. Questions so far? Questions? None? Great. How about the other people, guys? Okay, very good. So we're done for today, guys, di ba? Kung mag-cooperate na dali kita mahuman, guys. Pwede kang langas. Thank you so much. And this is recorded. So I'm gonna upload this sa ato ang shallow nga content para makita ninyo nga to ang mga kiwong. Charot. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for answering all my questions. And see you next week. Please do not forget to again submit the assignments before the deadline, guys. But at least ba, wala mo na-hunaon ba nga, mag-chill-chill na lang mo, or else, bahaton yung assignment during Thursday sa tuang time, mga mante klase na, synchronous man na, para after ana, inika alas 11, inika Sabado, guys, inika alas 9 to alas 11:59 sa gabi, pwede na mo mabag-Valorant, tibok gabi, magbuntagay pa mo. Okay? Sige. Amping mo, guys. Yeah, magdungan namin Miss Rhea o kanang padong sa park mo. Mika, I hope you're doing okay na. Hilom lagi si Velos, no? Velos, are you there? Anyway, I'm gonna stop sharing na, guys, and then Gakem to ay. Grabe na. Sige na guys. Bye guys. Take care. Bye. And na akong meeting.